Going to start at 3:30, but it looks like the trades went a bit AWOL today, eh? NZDJPY looking for an entry. We'll discuss it just now. Might be now. Popped up to a better price. AUDJPY, that seems to be coming okay. Those who got it at the right price. But the GBP ones, AWOL jobs. Funny enough, the pound, they're both coming right now. I think they hit the stops. If you weren't stopped out, it looked like they're coming right now. I just couldn't see the pound continue to outdo the Swiss and the Canadian. Didn't make sense. So went out and did you the great favor of stopping you both out, making me look like a right idiot. And now, of course, it's coming off. GBP CHF is coming off, and GBP CAD is coming off. So yeah, typical. Not suggest you stop, but anyway, it happens. Okay, so sorry about that, guys. We'll look at a bit more detail later on if you want, but we're just going to wait for 4 o'clock. Got the Nasdaq up for fun, popping around as per usual. Like I mentioned, I play around. We haven't got some decent balance there. Didn't have it down because a lot of guys didn't go for it, understandably. But it seems to be sort of, I don't know, even Steven. It's going to a nice profit down there on opening, popped up a bit. So yeah. Anyway, I'm talking away. It's not even 1:30 yet. Beg your pardon. Yeah, I must admit, this losing club is not something I really want to join, I'm afraid. It happens, but and I've been doing this long enough, and I have to say, in all honesty, I do get more winners and losers. Those who know me know that, and should say, right, well, you've got to take the bad with the good. Well, I don't accept that. It must be 100% the sun shining in my favor. Okay, so, but I don't know, the powers that be in the firmament don't seem to always agree with that. How's it, Zeph? Yeah, well, those GBP, like I say, look like they went AWOL on me. Seem to be coming right now, though, so looks like they will come right in the end. But yeah, anyway, I don't know if anyone's still in them. I've hit the stop. Sorry about that. Okay, well, anyway, these happen. We've had quite a few good ones out, so that is it. But yeah, surprising. I have to say the pound is pretty weak, and the figures came out weak, and some decided to jump up, go exactly the opposite direction. If someone said buy them this morning after the figures came out, I said, "What's wrong with you, mate? Are you blind?" Well, turned out they would have been right, eh? Thank you, exactly, Zeth. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's why I say I reinforce the fact: position sizing, don't overexpose, etc. Because the market can do some seriously go figure stuff. And, you know, obviously I've been around for, I'll be sitting here, but so Zeph, guys. Hey, Zeph, you've done it for a while. The figures were negative on the pound. We're going against one of the two strongest, not the USD, but the other two strong ones, pointing out a butte. So no, it not just eases up, going the wrong way, shoots up. Makes a lot of sense that. It's like jumping out of an aircraft and going upwards instead of downwards. It's insane. As long as you all realize the best rule in the world, we discussed it. Trade was a good idea, so it happens. The trade, of course, now it's bloody things coming off now. Drive is to bloody drink, eh? What? Good afternoon, Mikhail. Great to have you back. Right, I just got the Nasdaq up, so doing his normal thing on opening, jumping around all over. Let me show you guys why I always say you need decent ton and a strong heart for this. And what's it? Hopper's opened half an hour. It's been jumping up and down at 140 pips. Came down, opened round about this level here. I think I can't remember. Probably down there. So let's say in the first 15 minutes, it moved 120 pips. Then it moved 120 pips up. You get the general idea. That is not for someone who's got a couple of grand in their account. That is saying, please margin call me, just so you understand. No, you see, you're missing something big here, Zeth. I want you all listen to this because it's vitally important to all your lives and trading future. Sod's Law, read up about it. If the one sodding time you did that, it would have gone the right direction. Remember rule number one. I think it's called Parkinson's Law. When you drop a piece of bread and butter, it always falls butter side down until you try to prove the law. Very important. Very important law of trading, that. True, it is true. Don't teach you that in a manual, eh? Sorry, guys, just going to put the thingy-jig on, video on, so you can't see me properly. Right, okay, so yeah, let's have a look. What else we can look at? AUDJPY, what do we get on that one? Is 91.50. I think some guys might have got it, some not. Don't think they're taking it. At least, hey, come on, stop whinging. Flying Pom that I am. That's doing okay, up 50 pips. If you took that one, you're smiling, modify your stop as normal, get it up to entry, and then you can't lose in the trade. Maybe just a bit above entry because can't lose in the trade and just smile and take out 92, better still. I want to look at this as I'm not. Normally get some profit taken around psychological figure. Purely psychological. There's no logistic reason. It's psychological figure that. People set TPs, they get out manually, etc. So you often get a bit of noise around the figure, and see what happens. You might pull back a bit. Let's see if you can push its way through. I mentioned this morning about Japanese weakness. It's stably weak, like the Swiss is fairly stably strong. So I think we'll hover around here a bit and then might push through. But look how it goes on the round figure. Here's proof in action for you. It's not just a thumb suck, it actually works. I find it. So yeah, those on board, join it now, by the way. Some guys think it's, oh, I can't join now. No. Got in, there we are, you're doing well. At least that went well. Now look for short NZDJPY. NZDJPY. It's going up a bit. I was looking maybe 82, going up a bit further. So let's have a look at the daily. It's coming around these levels here. Maybe it could actually reach up here. It's worrying me a bit. Could maybe get up to there. Another 40 pips higher before coming down. The dollar at the moment is going up. What was the PPI, whatever it is, coming out just now? +2. It was just a second. Just look at the economic calendar. +2 PPI came out 0.4% compared to expected 0.2. That means simple as that means inflation. What does it mean inflationary? Interest rate hikes, more expected, more the hawkish stance from the Fed. So dollar strength, you get the idea. So NZD is in the medium zone, as I mentioned. What did we do this one for? Sorry, guys. Completely the wrong one. So it's going up to 56. It popped its head above just now. I think we can look at an entry on that one. I think the round figures reached, as mentioned this morning, hovered around, it came off about 20, we might have missed it. But patience speaks. I think we can maybe look at some downside on this one. Okay. Go back to the weekly. Yeah. Every time it goes up, down, goes up, down. Sorry, the sellers come in, goes up, sellers come in. 4 hour goes up, sellers come in. No, the follow through. But the dollar still super strengthened. Okay, don't forget Roger, 8 o'clock, FOMC, minutes of the meetings, 8 o'clock. Might not be much, probably much more the same, but everyone's a bit frightened of that. So you probably get a bit of quiet trading. I don't think it's going to be major. I think they can stick to the policy. He hadn't changed his mind over the last goodness how long. Why should he suddenly change now? I see even more reason not to. Fundamental pushing down for a short here. So Zeph, I suggest we go long. What do you reckon? No, I'm just kidding, just kidding. So I'm looking like we could go for a short on this one. What do you think? Good day, Tevo. Yeah, beat you to it on the Sod's Law principle, eh? But yeah, I think we could get some downside. Maybe we settle a bit, but I think I see some downside here. The Sod's Law principle, the most important principle of trading. To come in here, you got your ironic sense of humor hand on. I don't know what the hell's going on. As the guy finally lost it. 20 years of trading, and the guy needs to go into a home at last. There's no coming back. Okay, seem to be holding the round figure. Do you want to short it, guys? I'll put it up, see if you want to do it. Hanging, yeah, it's a bit overcooked. People don't know what to do with it. Scared to buy it now, and they don't know how to bring the damn thing down. There's no one pushing it down. Right, want to buy though, that's right. We can put a stop down here somewhere. Down here somewhere, I mean up there somewhere. 26, what are we on the 4 hour? Sorry. Let's have a look. Yeah, 568, you should do it. And take it down to, bloody hell, not much to work on there, is there? Maybe down here. 548, is that too far away? Might squeeze it. We're asking a bit because the dollar's been so strong. That's how long it, dick. Sorry about that. Shit, man. $5,680, that's right, $5,680. No. Excuse me, just a second. 0.5680. And was that 0.5480 or somewhere around there, wasn't it? I'll have to knock like this off and start again. So once you start changing around mid-fashion, I don't know how to code it. Just give me a second. I'm looking at the chat line. I'm trying to work out this thing right. I have to say something about Ashley. He's pretty damn good with the software. 1.5480. Try that. Don't think it's going to work. Put it down a bit lower. Not work better than I thought. Okay. How's this going on again? 0.5680. Got it. Right, that's not going to work. So make it 0.5450. Floundering a bit on the TP, but at least no worries. I see downside. There we go. Right. Sorry, I'll read the chat line. I see it going to 150, Zeph. You're leaving bonds and investing in a dollar. Well, yes and no. They are not so much leaving bonds. I think because the premium on the bonds outside the States is a bit on the high side and gathering momentum a little bit there. So they are searching for the dollar, but they're certainly not leaving the bonds, no. But they're going towards bonds and primarily because there's no premium on the dollar bond. It's considered the most safest form in the world by far. So it's the dollar bonds and the, what you call it, and the dollar currency itself. But yeah, with the yields being fairly high, that means obviously they're going opposite directions, the bond. So maybe it's, yeah, no, the yields coming off, they're going back towards the bonds, yeah. But it's the main thing of the yields on the bonds have got to be watched, Mikhail and company, because that's a big indicator of inflation going to hand, and they just can't afford to let that happen. They cannot afford it. If that starts the inkling of happening, we're going to have a tsunami of a fall off. Then never mind the fall off, then you see anarchy, all sorts. It's going to be hectic. But anyway, that's what they're there for. Okay, where were we? Yeah, seem to be coming off. So anyone want to take this one? Good for you, Mikhail. Okay. The dollar strong man. He's going to go up further. I cannot see, you know, sorry, sod's law again, AZF, but I seriously cannot see what they're going to, it's not even, it's just a minute. So let's just check it again. Check it again, sorry. Just give me a moment, bloody here. Yeah, where was I? The guard's speaking now, by the way. Look at you in a minute. It's just meeting minutes, FOMC meeting minutes. I cannot see why they should suddenly change right this particular instant. What they've been preached for the last over a year, nearly longer. Well, a year, yeah, around about a year, maybe slightly less. Is we've got to get inflation under control. Every single time it comes up, they say the same thing. Anything the CPI goes up, strengthens the dollar. So what should they suddenly change on? Just so yeah, dollar strength. Okay, don't see any other way around it. Well, that's good enough. That's fair enough. You're in them half a dozen. All my, you know, you don't want to start saying dollar peso, dollar, but you know what I mean. So that's fair enough. But yeah, can't see the almighty dollar being stopped. Every time you see a jump up, it's not the weakening of that. It's just overbought, or rather oversold the other side of the pair, and a bit of a bounce of profit taking before you do it again. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's see how that works out. Okay, right. Oh, yes, sorry, Mikhail, you're going to do that. Take it to Tempesting. Right, just 1 second, write that down. Nine, 6, 5, 6, 8, 2. All righty, see how that goes. I'm finding some good stuff. All right, you all got that, guys? We can move on. All right, the GBP, CHF, and CAD. Let's see how they're getting on. All right, that turned out a bit of a screwball. Sorry to say. GBP was 51.70, looked good, come down, came off beautifully down to 51.90 or something. Anyway, came off beautifully down to 51.30, 35-ish mark. And for whatever reason, decided to shoot up. And I thought, what the heck's it doing up there? Some guys might still be in. I hope they are, and because it's coming off as we speak. But some of them might have been stopped out. I don't know if you're stopped out or whatever. But yeah, it's coming off now. I'm not as quick as I'd like, but at least it's coming off. GBP, CHF did a naughty on me, jumped up. Now it's starting to come off. Stopped everybody out. Thank you very much. Now it seems to be starting to come right. So what I can suggest is this: if you've been stopped out and you're too scared, not too scared, wrong word, be a bit gun shy to going ahead, it's a question where to jump in again. But I still see downside on those two trades at a higher price. Does anybody who missed out on it I have to put the MT percenters down instead of the 5 with the shift on it. Yeah, see, I know you mean MT5. So anybody want the GBP? No, that's my idea. Thanks very much. Most of them are, so don't trust it. No, that pound cab was my idea, I'm sorry to say. But I still say GBP CHF, that's the downside. And I do on the other one. If anyone missed it or wants to have another go at it, I like it with different figures. Don't have another go at them. September. I'm not with you. It's forecast September and October now. I'm not sure I understand you. Yeah, well, well, at least to be honest, no. I can't say that. Bloody trade that. Can't trust the MT5. Well, no, it's my idea. So, yeah. Good. I want the pats to the back. If you want the pats to the back, you got to take the flak, guys. Yeah, so GBP CAD, okay. I've got a slightly different stop loss now. I've got mine at 1.53. I'll be honest, I went in. So I went in again. So yeah, I thought that's a good idea, but I did. Maybe slightly higher, not 1.49, but 1.5, slightly higher TP. That's at least your worries. You can always modify it. No, here we go again. Uh, 5, 3, 1, 0. 1.5. Don't have to put the zeros in, but I think sometimes it likes it. I had a 4.9 earlier on, make it 5, make it slightly higher. But again, the TP means your risk was all right. Don't have to aim for that. Get your stop into profit. If it doesn't get there and you stop down the profit, so be it. But yeah, that's why I got the stop anyway, just around about that level there. As you can see, it's $100 a micro, not hectic. I don't actually downside. Have a look now. Is it after that remorse this morning? So it started to come off there, and it tried to pop up in the last 18 minutes. Remember, it started at 4 o'clock, this candle, and the sellers came in. And the 15-minute would be pretty similar, only 3 minutes old, the candle. All right, it's giving me a little bit. See how it works on all charts, 250, or have it. 200, round one, simple moving average, 250, simple moving average. Have it, save it, don't forget. So it works on all of them. A little bit of jip there, a little bit of jip there, but it's like a breakthrough. A little bit of jip there and breakthrough down. That's what I reckon anyway. 15 minutes a bit limiting, but there you are. And certainly check Brent with absolute bloody pleasure. Absolutely, yeah. I've got some guys in that one. So it's letting the Asher in. Well, CPR, I understand the question. I mean, it'll be what it'll be. Inflation, I don't know if it's a release. We're using inflation, it needs more dollar strength, simple as that. Okay, anyway, going on for this one. So we're going for it again. You can do, and then you can just remind me tomorrow. I'll write down again. I've got them down anyway, which I won't put a line through yet. Maybe put first and second shot or something. Okay, I have. Well, that's right or wrong, Farley. I have. I want to clarify to everybody here that it is always incumbent responsibility for you to trade. We have our advice. Whether you take or not, it's up to you. You cannot throw darts at us. It's up to you to now to operate the platform, learn your stuff, and on the advice, it's your choice. You take it or not. You know, it's not a question. I took it, it went wrong. A lot of people kick up about that. This is about teaching you how to fish yourself. You're in control of your life. I'm not in control of your life. You're in control of your life. And you can't blame somebody else if you took it and it didn't go right. Bearing in mind, whatever you do, look after position sizing, because you will get bad trades. It's going to happen. As Zeph was saying earlier on, go figure. Why did that happen? I don't know. Somewhere in the ether, somebody knows. Well, ain't me. And look like Zeph as well. That's why you've got to protect yourself. Sorry it goes wrong. Just remember, if you stick around, most of them seem to be better than the bad ones. That's why I'm still sitting here and not being, you know, sniped. Okay, so guys, yeah, I'm in again for it. That's the rest. Okay. All right, we'll do GBP CHF for the minute after Brent. Are we happy with that? If you want to take it, there we are. Brent better be coming off. Be bloody irritated. Aha, about bloody time. What a pleasure. Right, it'd be hanging around that. Breakthrough there, sudden swing downside. And I was a little bit reluctant to push it too hard up here. I want to see the break. The break is happening. May it continue. I know some guys have gone in short, and may it continue. So the smile will become back in their face because they've been having a bit of a torrid time with it lately with the movement up. But anyway, looks like it's coming right at last. And I'll be honest, I've gone into it a little bit near the 50-day moving average. I got in somewhere on this level here for short. If you want to chase it now, we can have a stop up here. Yep. I want to widen this stop. That's the only problem. Maybe around about 96.50 and 84, 83 sums your TP. You can have a look if you want to chase it now. You want a better price. That is your choice. But I see downside from here. I thought that it was overcooked, and it seemed we could come to a party on that. What I say, make it 96.5, and we can maybe make it 83. 83 is reason down there the other day. So that was down there the other day, if you want to make it tighter or whatever. But yeah, and wants to join there, wants to whatever. There's the figures. I'd see the downside. What did Jeff say? No worries, Roger. We'll get it wrong. Sometimes it happens. But it seems to be fun having to get it wrong, as you're going the opposite way there, Seth. No wonder I get so antagonistic. Sure thing. Okay, GBP or USD. Okay, if you don't want to join it, tell me and come back to it. But anyway, I see the downside on Brent. Okay, you see that. Good, happy, great. GBP USD, right, Mikhail. Okay, to chase this. I want to bounce this damn thing. Maybe I'm being a coward, eh? Like the AUD USD, hey, Zeph, remember that? No, I'm on a better price. I'll wait on that. So you went for it. Well, bloody done. Maybe I'm being a bit on the bloody chicken side here, but I was hoping to get in around about 1.11. Do you think we're going to reach it? That's the problem. Yeah. No, I can. You're fine with me. I can take the mickey out of myself. I think it's just the way it is. I mean, yeah. Why not? Don't take oneself too seriously, especially in the biz where you can get it wrong. But yeah, on a serious note, I absolutely see the downside. Just wondering, can we get a better price? Are we going to miss it? This is then you don't. Then you go in, and the thing jumps up, and now you're annoyed. I personally wouldn't mind 1.1. My worry, am I going to get it? That's my worry. That's what you mean, yeah. Well, if you're in, Seth, that's great. I'm happy for you. I'm putting my entry now. I'm making the risk of missing out, Mikhail, but I've been looking at it most of the day. Hoping we're going to get a jump like the pound CAD, etc., and take advantage where you lose and one again on the other one. But it didn't really bounce to the way I wanted to. If it had, I'd be very calm to say, go for it, guys. At the moment, I'm a bit sort of a bit wavy on chasing it here. Okay, if you want to chase it, tell me I'll put the calculator up. Right, we missed out on that one. I think we're going to have another chance at it. I still see downside on it. It's got to be some sense prevailing somewhere where I can put the stop. Up here out of the way, made a decent stop. 1128. See what wants to go back into this. If you don't tell me, we won't waste anybody's time. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. And we take it down here, 1.0615. It's a bit raw, making 1.07. It's the least you worry is the TP. It's risk management. It's what this business is all about. Risk management. Look after downside, the upside will take care of itself. I'd like the pound today, only joking. Yeah. If it wants to re-enter it, there you are. It's about 200 bucks. Keep it out the way of the stop. I think you've got a chance there. If you don't, leave it alone. I still see downside on pound dollar. I'm talking entries there. I want everyone to understand exactly on the same page what I mean. When I say modify, I don't mean close or get into another position. When I see downside, I mean you jump in. I absolutely concur on the downside. I'm not sure I want to chase it here. I'm risking missing out, rather get a better price. Or a lot of guys, I mentioned this as well. What you can do is, let's say you can work out your position size calculator, and for argument's sake, you can afford, let's say, 10 micros, 1 minute. 0.1 is 1 minute. That's 10 micros. You might say, all right, I'll go in for 5 now. And if it does go back to the better price, put the 5 in later on. If it doesn't, at least I'm on board. So there we are. You agree on that, Shah? Just yeah. That's want to burn out. I mean, and then you say, I greatly miss out. That happens, but it seems to be coming off your speaker. I mean, right, if you're in, if I was in, I'm not in it. If I was in, I'd be smiling, absolutely. And certainly wouldn't get out, far from it. I'm talking about joining. Just there's a massive difference. Anyway, GBP, CHF, anyone want to do that? If you don't, I'm going to tell my mum on you. Seriously, anyone do this, or should we move along? It's a small ship, no spell. I mean, Ashley's all right. What's wrong with the Ashley? He's fine. Petra doesn't want to do it. Okay. Anybody want to do it, or give it a miss? Take one bang on the pound. Maybe you don't want to take another one, but it could come right. Anyway, okay. Don't be too keen. We'll move on. Okay, right. Let's look at NZD. Is it coming off as we hoped it would? We just got in. No, bloody 8. I think I'm going to give up. Let's close it all off and go out somewhere. Bloody hell, what's this thing doing now? What have we got to stop at? 80. Let's see. Mind there's a bit of resistance there. Maybe it'll come to the party. It's above that. Is it? It better be above there. Yeah, it's above there. So if it gets there, which I hope it doesn't, clearly, it might hold. Give you a bit of jip if it does and then come off. Anyway, not pretty at the moment, we'll sort of see. Funny day today, Wednesday. Welcome, Roger, first day in the trading room. Let's see if we can make it up the rest of the weekend. Go back to my gloating, cocky self to get so many winner trades. Okay, any shares you want to look at? What's the NASDAQ doing? Look at some tech stock, or we missed that? No, tech stock. What's the NAS doing? Hovering around a bit. I think most of the tech stocks are sell. That's the only problem. Baba sailed. Had an idea out the other day and hit the TP actually in the end. Don't want to chase it now. Tesla's a bit too late to chase. God, look at that. That was a share split, guys. Nothing to do with Tesla having a problem. Just a share split. Remember that, to make it more attractive retail trade. When you got $1,000 share or 18,000 rand share for one share, causing problems to retail trade. So the share split, 3-to-1, brought it down to palatable portions. So nobody made any money on that in the short. It just means you got 3-for-1. Don't forget. See, we're hovering there. If Jeff's a Chihuahua, I don't care if his bite's bigger than his bark, it still won't hurt. Just kidding. Where are we? Let's have a look. Apple, too late to chase again. We had a trade out there. I think it's at TP. Anyway, too late to chase. Microsoft, probably the same story. Google's a bit of a sell, I'll give it. Yeah, not sure enjoying that. Microsoft, just a quick check. Nah, I had a look earlier on, nothing much there. The share line, some guy thought may get bounced on Netflix. I wasn't keen on that. We're in now. It took it anyway. We could get a bounce, but I still think the downtrend is still there. Try to move up, sellers came in. See, overall, still a downtrend. Well, I'd be stunned if it wasn't. Still very much seller rally. No doubt about it, seller rally. Gold, again, couldn't get the higher price. Wanted to get 1680, didn't get there. Tried a bit, got up a little bit, 1674. Didn't reach enough to get there to sell it down, so left it. That's about the lot for the moment. Okay. Bit of a funny market at the moment, isn't it? At least the Brent seems to be coming to the picture at that bloody time. Yeah, a bit of a funny market today. I mean, get going in any specific direction that makes a heck of a lot of sense, to be honest. Doesn't say it agrees with me or not. It worked out on a highly strategic analysis. Yeah? You sound just like my wife, Zeph. My pocket Venus. I'm not married, I'm joking. Used to go out with a lady who was not so tall, but the personality and the size of Mount Everest. She used to call her my pocket Venus. Bullied the hell out of me, I might add. Couldn't reach me to give me a snot clot, so she bullied me instead. The rugby club disowned me. Yeah, I'm waffling a bit, sorry guys, because I'm not really quite sure what to discuss this particular time. CAD JPY for a sell. You want to sell it? Pray tell me why. You want to sell the CAD JPY? Anyone agree to sell the CAD JPY? There you are. Throw that back to the guys there. On board at the moment, but a few are joining now. Put up there to the guys out there. Petro, what do you think? Should we be selling this? Anybody want to sell this? I'm afraid I agree with you there, Petro. I'm certainly going to sell it. No. Anyone who want to sell this, but not because it looks like a good idea at the time. Why would you want to sell this? Any particular reason? You got him. I might have missed something here. Not half, as the old joke goes. The wife said to me the other day, what are you, man or mouse? So I said, definitely man. She said, why is that? She said, because you're frightened of mice. Now, I wouldn't be selling the CAD, especially not against the yen. The yen is a very weak currency, and as explained, the likelihood of it continuing to be weakness is highly probability. So would I join as a buy now? Well, if it opens up an entire candle above the 50-day moving average, as a buy, I see upside. It could even get back to 110. I see 150 and on the dollar yen, and I see 110 somewhere along the line. Let's say you hold on to that. Unless you're a long-term player, you take your profit in the meantime, continue, and then buy the pullbacks which will occur. But I see ultimately it might take a month to get there. But I see 110, and I do see 150. More confident 150, 110. I might add. Much more confident, but I do see upside still on this one. Yeah, we had that just now. Yeah, no, there's more to it than that. As mentioned, Japan has one of the highest GDP debt ratios in the world. It's about 250, no, 2.5 to 1. As I mentioned earlier on, the world GDP is in the region of about $100 trillion. World debt's in the region of about $300 trillion. That's 3 to 1. Well, their debt's about 2.5 to 1. So they can't really afford to increase interest rates because you can be in debt as long as you can pay it off. I mean, that's not a problem if you pay it off. Most professionals are in debt, so I always look so miserable. As long as they can keep the payments up, it's all right. But if they start putting interest rates up and you can't keep up the payments, you've got a problem. But same with your car or your house or whatever. Same sort of situation, and they can't increase interest rates. Well, they can, but they'll get themselves in serious trouble. So they have to leave the interest rate increase behind and keep it so low because they increase their problems. They've got to export their way out of it. So I take your point, but it might be slightly different if we see $70 something ridiculous, which the Saudis won't let that happen. None of the producing OPEC nations let that happen. So this is a long. We'll maybe check it again tomorrow to see if it's worth entering, but I'm not sure I'd enter now. I think you might get a bit of pullback. Those already in it, I know what the two are. Obviously, I hope it does not pull back. But for the new entering, for re-entry, as I say, Houston re-entry, then I'm just waiting for a bit of a pullback. I'm not joining it now, but certainly wouldn't be shorting it, put it that way. And I would rather buy the pullback rather than short it down the pullback, if you know what I mean. That's why it's important to get some idea of the macroeconomics. Not going to get a legal degree, economic degree on it, but just get an overall picture. So I say I like to, have a strong against a weak, not a strong against a strong. That's why I don't often look at the CAD CHF, that sort of thing. Or the euro, AUD, NZD, because they're pretty similar. Talking about euro, it's a good point to see how that's moving along, because regards speaking, see as you say anything different to move it, put a shorter term. She's been on since 3:30, it's been an hour now. What's this now? That's about it. Yeah. So clearly she's not giving much of a boost, a kick up the bum on the euro. Not whatever she's saying, I'm obviously chatting to you, but it didn't seem to help very much. Certainly not against the dollar. Yeah. From the daily, is he worth chasing now? Probably going to chicken out. Yeah, I want to get in there. Yeah, chicken out on this one as well. But downside, if you're in, hold on. If you're not in, I personally am staying out. Okay, we're all clear on that one. But that's how we learn stuff, fun. That's why you've got to interact like you do. It's very, very important. Like Bawani did, who's with us now. The other day, we couldn't understand what was going on. Explained about, we wasn't actually bankrupt, but it took a serious knock. That was, what was that? That's Credit Suisse, I think it was. Took a serious knock. It actually wasn't actually bankrupt, but it certainly has problems, and that's affected the Swiss franc suddenly. So we need this interaction, very important. EuroCAD probably for a sell, I'm guessing. I don't know what you're looking at there. EuroCAD, where's the 200? Should be up there somewhere. Yeah, in the neutral zone. Yeah, it looks like some downside there. Oh, that ship sailed. I do see downside there. You might have a point. Okay, what Nash? I quite like it. We can put the stop up here. That's not too far. It's 700 pips. That's just about doable. How far down? You might just squeeze it. But see that. A few bars came in there, but downside seems to be there. Wide stop. Maybe have a look at this one. Just a second. Let's not get too cute. So look for the weekly. Yeah, 4 hour. Yeah, 1 hour. Okay. Okay, we're going to put the stop up here somewhere. Short. And TP, where's this area here? Make it 1.3. I'll have a look, 1.3. That should do it. I do see downside on that one. I agree. Euro's definitely weak. Obviously, Lagarde's not helping its cause, which is good going forward. Canada's still in the top 3 strong currencies. Euro's still in the lower echelon ones. Now there's lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight, CAD heavyweight, Euro lightweight. Yeah. You quite like it. Might have a little bounce up, then you might miss it. I don't know. I can't pick bottoms or tops. Nobody can. But I do see downside there. Don't want to take it? Fair enough. If you do want to take it, tell me and I'll write it down. A couple of people, unless somebody wants to go along. If one wants to go along, a couple of people want to go along, we'll put them both down, see how it works out. Intra-marine trading marine rivalry. Anything like that? So I'll just quickly go to the boys' room, excuse me. So the subject. Sorry about that. There's a few coming out. Not too much about German. It's the Eurozone doing its thing. It's not quite the power it was, but yeah, it's there, but it's not a big deal. Not that big a deal. Okay, so anyone want to join this one or wait a bit or what? Sure, yeah. If you want to join, put 2 down, and I'll put the name of Nyasha because you looked it up. Nobody? Nobody wants to join? Oh, all right. Well, if you want to take it, Nyasha, good luck, mate. I do quite like it. I agree with it. But nobody wants to take it. Okay, well, if you don't, you don't. That's entirely your choice. Fair enough. That's not that big a deal. It's there, but I wouldn't worry about that too much. Affect the dollar more clearly. If that's slightly inflation, you might have a bit of strength. It's not the jobs report, it's a jobless claims. It comes out weekly. It's important, but it sometimes takes on more importance. But at the moment, it is reasonably important, to be fair. But you know, saying we won't be able to trade if every time we think that's come out tomorrow, that's the next day, and we'll never trade. But that's up to you. I'm just saying. But yeah, okay. Well, Nash suggestion likes it, and Knowledge likes it. You're getting the support there. Okay. So name is Knowledge, by the way, not Bone Collector. I think it's the name of a phone. Okay, so we'll do that one. EuroCAD. Okay, see how that gets on, Night Asher. It goes all right. Probably won't be on the trading room tomorrow, hiding under the bed. If it goes right, we'll give him a virtual bells. How's that sound? Okay, guys. All right. Thank you, Nasha. I do quite like it. See how that works out. Okay. It's having a bit of a bounce, but seems to be on the way down now. Bloody time. CAD, JPY, still, CHF still doing okay. Come off a bit. Needs to regain 147. Got a TP at 148, so it works out. What are the CAD ones doing? Anything happening there? Trying to come off. At least it's trying to come off. The CHF is giving us bloody hassle again. So, probably wise he left him alone. At least trying to come off. Okay, NZD JPY, is it still giving us JIP? Yeah, looks like resistance might be holding. So you might be okay there if you join that one. If you didn't join it, you're a bit late to the party. Here's a nice one for you. Anybody not join this one, getting a better price? Anyone want to join this? We've got this one as a short. Tell me now, we'll move on. I'll put the calculator up. Anyone not joining wants to join it? Okay, we'll leave that alone, okay? AUD, if you want to, just tell me. I've got it up. Don't be shy. No? AUD JPY. Thought we'd get a bit of noise around 92. Remember, we talked about literally, what's the time now? 4:45. And we talked just random stuff to 4, the noise around the 92 level. Still hovering there. Looks like it might break through, but luck. Move your stop up, break even, or just a bit better. That's at least we've got that one winner trade out. Oh, it's been a bit of a bleak Wednesday, eh? URCHF. That one I want to sell if it can get down below here. You hear that, Seth? I want to sell, not buy it. Inside joke, guys. If that can break down below there and holds, maybe tomorrow a sell. If it can't, I'm going to wait. We wait for the last couple of days. It's been holding. You see that? It can break down and hold. Not put a little stick down there, not a wick down there, but break down there, open up down there. I'm selling it. Just looking around. Else we can look at. I think I've covered everything. Don't forget, we'll just NZD JPY. Okay. I've looked at the wrong one. It's doing okay. It's holding at 56. I thought it's shooting up, get a better entry. I'm so sorry, Farney. Bang, it's the other, pull the wrong one across. No, we've got in at 5.6. It's hovering. That's okay. But we certainly look at NZD JPY. I see upside in this one. The previous one was a sell. This is a buy. No, sorry about that. Beg your pardon. I wanted to buy that and I missed it. Damn. What's this a daily? I wanted to buy this one. I'm sorry, guys. I pulled the wrong one across there. We're going to aim at this. We've got 30 pips away. You've got some noise. It's got to break through that to go up there to make it worthwhile before it gets there. It hasn't done for a while. In fact, it hasn't done since what? 22nd September, which is now what? 9, 8, 12, 23 weeks ago. No, buy it down there. I'm sorry about that. Got the wrong one. Sorry about that, Farney. CHF JPY for a short. Yo. No, it seems to be coming out. I thought, oh no, it's gone up 25. Look, the wrong one. I missed this one. NZD USD. Holding the 656, think we might get some down. Good stuff. Let's put a smile back in my face if it occurs. CHF JPY said it. Interesting. Okay. Well, why don't I want to sell? There's a several reasons why I don't. You might be right. I'm just giving my reason first. It's in the buy zone. The 10 is still holding. It's had a nice run up for the last couple of days. I had some guys on board with this one. They'll be smiling. Came up from down there. Got in down there, actually, I think maybe got in down here somewhere. Anyway, been right up there. It's had a 200 pip move upwards. It's about to have some profit taking pullback before it moves up again, in my opinion. And we're aiming at a trade out at 148. Selling it, sure. I might be wrong. Anyone want to join the National Sell on this one? Low time, which one is this now? 4 hour? It's coming off a bit. That's a pullback, in my opinion, not a divergence. Come off a bit, yeah. Yeah. Even more. Few buyers coming in. I'm not sure about that. It's just a profit-taking pullback. Before the buyers start coming back into it, I would not be selling the Swiss franc and buying the yen. Me, that's a pullback. That ain't a sell sign. But I might be wrong. That's why I say this is a forum. This is where we discuss. This is not like politics. So if you don't agree with me, I throw stones at you. This is where we discuss. That's where we learn from each other. That's why I make such a joke. In fact, probably overgone about too much. And Jeff came up with an idea as different because I'm trying to encourage it. I want that to happen so we can learn. We learn by debate, by having opposite points of view. Everyone agrees, we're all yes men, we learn nothing. That's interesting enough, as we're looking at that, it's a guy on, I think it was yesterday or the day before, 702, some expert on, I suppose expert, he's on quite a lot, marketing and the rest of it, and says it's vital to have different opinions, that's where you learn. If everyone disagrees, what's the point in having discussion? Yeah. I'll be honest, I take an almighty risk to short. I know it's a bit overblown to have a big run up. And for a scalper or a quick one, yeah, maybe. But for overall to short it, you don't know how far the pullback is. Rather wait for the pullback and then get in. But I personally, probably might look what happened to GBP today. I was very powerfully strong with a sell on that one. Look what'll happen. So you could well be right in the action. But doesn't say I'm going to join you on it. I ain't selling this thing. Yeah, you want to sell it down there or you want to buy it there, Mikel? Slight difference. On the short time frame, yes. Yes, what? You want to buy it? Mikel's there, or should we get it down to 146.50? On the short time frame, yes. Yes, as in I need more info. Might get that's how you get wrong with a stick. You want to sell it down to 1550. You want to sell it down there, do you? Okay. TP, what was that? 146550. There you are. Or do you want to put a tighter stop? Do you want to put a tighter stop on that? What do you want to do? It ain't my trade. It's yours. You want to do that? You tell me what to do. No, it's ideal not to sell it at all, in my opinion. This is a profit-taking pullback. If you sell this, not only going against a strong trend, you're buying the yen, you sell the Swiss franc, you're basing on a bit of profit taken after a big move up. You don't know who's getting out, who's profit taking, or whatever. It's your choice. I can honestly say I strongly advise you to buy the pullback, don't sell it down, or if you're in, hold on. Now we're talking more Turkey there. Sorry, Noj, I go for it if you like. It's up to you. I just want to say I'm stating my opinion that I'm not shorting it down there. Might end up with egg on my face, tomorrow it's flown down there. But that's my opinion. It's all about an opinion. Any comments, anybody? Got into that's the forum. See quite a few names there. Sorry, Friday, I haven't forgot about to calculate NZD. I'll put it up if you like, but we missed that. I put the wrong pair up. I meant the NZD USD are close to each other. But too close to 200 in my opinion to buy it. I certainly wouldn't be selling it. So if you want to come back to it, I'll do it with pleasure, obviously. Okay, Jerry. Thanks, eh? Stuff coming up. I know we got load shedding in our area. I think it's at 6 and so it's been changed. So some guy make a plan to cook before it goes off. But anyway. Any comments there? Buckley, you guys, Gabriel, Brenton? Or just learning and gathering information rather than put any strong opinions on, that's fair enough. But if you're not sure, say so. Can we leave that there? Good. Quick, before we get any more trade out, don't forget, once you got your chart set up to your satisfaction, don't forget, right click, drop down box, go down to, where is it? Halfway down, you see templates. See that? Go across, save the template. Put in your name there and save it. So if you do lose it, all you do then, you go to templates, go to save template. I've done the wrong thing there. Go to templates, and you'll see down there is the ones you've saved. Pick your favorite, click on it, and your charts are back in operation. All of you have the 200-day simple and the 50-day simple on all of it. Your shorter terms, your choice. If you like the 10-day, you can do it. If you don't, well, don't. But that's personal choice. Everyone must have these. They're the most popular ones, and they're used for filter and support and resistance, and they are self-fulfilling. They're so widely used, people act on them, they take profit on them, they enter on them, so it becomes self-fulfilling. Once you've done that, you save it. Okay. Also have the position size calculator from the live chat. If you don't have it, have it. If you're not sure on margins or the properties of anything, no matter what you want, click on it. Click on this one for argument's sake. Left click, highlight it, right click, and then left click on specifications. The info comes out on that specific instrument. All these securities are called instruments or financial instruments, instruments for short. Okay? And there you got the information on your margin. So the margin to 100 gives you leverage. So if it says the margin is 0.01, 0.01 to 100 is 100. So it's leverage 100 to 1. If it's 0.02, 2 into 50 to 1 leverage. Divide your margin into 100, formula as simple as that. That gives you leverage on that instrument, and then you know that. You should all have the DXY, you should all have the yields and the economic calendar. I print it every time, copy and paste on the chat line, no problem. Most people have already got it. I don't want to take time to copy and paste if you all got it, that's not the point. But if anybody does not have the yields or economic calendar link or the 10 or the DXY link, the what you call it, the dollar index link, just say so, and I will copy and paste it, and then you can save it into your laptop, in your browser, and have it to refer to. It's just gobbledygook, ask, and I'll try and ungobbledygook it. If you don't ask, I can't help. I've been asked to go on a little bit about it because we're getting so many guys cluttering up the bloody admin system and time and effort, asking questions afterwards and when they should be during. They go to the class, don't listen, and ask questions afterwards. You're there to help, but you've got to ask. You've got finals, oh my goodness. So before you go, what finals in what? PhD in economics might help us. I probably shut off then. Okay, Mike, Mikel, hope we do well. If you're fine, there you go. Okay, so any questions on any clarity or anything like that? Yeah, well, that happens. Sorry about that. Hopefully soon we'll be in the blue. Markets go up and down. Always remember, a lot of guys sort of send me screenshots of their trades saying I'm in the red. I'm sorry about that. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't do much in the blue, but I rather like to receive in the blue because it makes me feel good you're doing well. But if you're not in the blue, well, hopefully it'll come right. If it doesn't, you got your protective stop loss. But I know how you feel. I've been there. Trust me, I know some big sipping dealing. Been there, yeah. You can go, you have glorious days with the world's your oyster, and other times frustrating. I mean, you get it wrong, but sometimes you like to know why, you know. They say, like jumping out of the aircraft, why did you go up instead of down? Right, so it's NZD, JPY, and what do AUD? Is that doing okay? Start to break through, you beauty. Start to break through the round figure. So at least that's doing well. The guys who did that one are smiling, got that this morning. That's good news. What's the NZD, JPY doing? Keep doing NZD, NZD, USD. Sorry, guys. That's popped up a bit. Look at it now. Anyway, I see the downside there. See how it gets on. Remember, it's completely, utterly, humanly normal when you enter a trade to want to go exactly in your direction. Some of them do. Some go immediately your direction. Wow. Like the GBP CAD this morning and then jumped up. But you've got to remember, it's the noise. Always remember, sorry, going to repeat again, the buyers and sellers are fighting it out all the time. Entering, opening, millions of them. So you're going to get the noise. It's 56.7 now. Go out, come back, it's 56.15. Oh no. Go out, come back again, it's 55.80. Oh yeah, that's great. This is all right. Then it goes up and down. It can be quite traumatic. Sometimes, baby, you've got your stop, you've got your TP. Maybe go and do something else and check it now and again. Fixating on it, we all do, I know, quite normal, but it sometimes can be a bit on the frustrating side. You can will it for the best in the world. It takes no notice of anybody. It does what the buyers and sellers do. At the moment, there's more buyers, so it goes up. Then there's more sellers, it goes down. It's the way it is. What's the downside based on? That's a good question. Downside based on, as I mentioned, you've got three strong ones. I call heavyweight, middleweight, lightweight, Jacob. Okay, USD, CAD, and CHF, the heavyweight. In the middleweight, NZD and AUD. And then was the middleweight GBP. Now that's into the lightweight. So you've got middleweight, the Aussie and New Zealand, and the lightweight, the pound, the yen, and the euro. So I want to buy the strong one and sell the light one. Makes sense? Number one. Number two, we know there's ongoing dollar strength. We've discussed it 1,000 times, so we're not going to repeat all that. Want to bring inflation down, increase interest rates. People fund the dollar because they see that a safe haven. That confirms a stronger dollar. And then you look at the 200-day moving average and the 50. It's in between, so a bit of a new. So that didn't make sense at all. I thought so. The 200 is up there, the 50's there, and the 10's there. So it's below all of them. And we talk about MACD, moving average, convergence, divergence. There's nothing bloody converging about that. They're all showing down, showing down. It's gone down here. It's popped up to this sort of level here, and tested it. And then the sellers came in. So all those are reasons why I expect downside. So when you've got that play, you take that view and you go for it. That's why you stop loss. Something untoward happens, you stopped out. Well, at least the trade was for the right reason. Have you heard earlier on, Jake, Ezef and I joshing with one another about the pound? We most agree, it made not a lot of sense. But a lot of things don't make sense. Doesn't mean to say it doesn't occur. So you want to protect yourself in case something crazy happens. That's why I have an SL. But those are the reasons I thought it was a good trade, and I'm going to stick with that. Even if it pops up and down, I'm still happy with it. Okay. And if it doesn't, I'm protected and I'm not overexposed. So I can fight another day if I'm stopped out. Might kick the cat, swear at the government, and blame everybody on the planet apart from myself. Only kidding. But the only thing is I can fight another day. And most important, I still think the trade was right, even to get stopped out. Maybe some buyers came in, pushed it around. out there, some billion-dollar guy in Saudi Arabia decides to go along with the NZD because he's got more money than sense or whatever. Right, he's got all the oil petrodollars, and he's got a son who wants to play around it, gives him $1 billion balance to have some fun with, and he decides, thinks it looks like I might buy this. It seems like a good idea, and he buys it and pops up. Things like that, I mean, ridiculous of overdoing it. These variables occur. You protect yourself. I want to get that idea, that theory. But the overall perspective we're discussing here, and the other guys as well, putting it all together, honed over a few years of doing it, that's why I suggest the overall picture is a short. I hope that makes sense, Jacob. I know I'm very wordy, but that's the way I am. Too old and ugly to change now, as long as you understand. It's great. That's what I want. I see a smile on there. Because I'm people I know, because I've been over a long time, but I'm still in younger years, you're born in a specific culture, and I came over as an adult, and we're a bit sort of, we can be construed as rude. It's not rude, it's just straight talk. We're not very good at times, that is, with flaky talk. And sometimes we mean well, we're definitely on your side. It comes out a bit bloody, it's a bit harsh. It's not meant that way. It's meant, I'm on your side. It's just straight talk. And I think you'd rather be frustrated with you saying, no, this is it. And then you can go and punch me on the nose, be a bank bouncer will survive. You get my point. Okay. I'm starting to give up the pound CAD. Every time it comes off, look at this, it pops up again. It's coming off now, but look at this. Not making a lot of sense to me. So if you didn't join it again, I'm glad for you. Okay, thank you. Funny, cool about that. Remember, we had a trade out. There's not enough guys joining, so I didn't write it down, but I saw the short. Some guys said, we'll give it a miss, try higher up. Well, it seemed to be going in the right direction as we speak at the moment. Might be different at 10 o'clock tonight, but at the moment it's come off. Why don't we go in? Well, we did, nobody did, but I mean, those who did, we didn't do a trading room trade on it, but some guys might have taken it, but we didn't have enough to put a trade down on it. So it's not written down as a trading room idea, but I can say that we looked at just over 3.6, and it's slightly in the right direction, but not enough to get too excited about, at least in the right direction. Bit indecision today, so maybe if you didn't join it, maybe you did a bit of a miss. See what I mean, guys? Indecision means, see, goes up, sellers come in, goes down, buyers come in. They have all these fancy names for the candles. I had to learn them all. Probably remember most of them, but I don't really use them. I'm not worried about all these fancy names. People like to put mystique and fancy stuff on it, like your standard degree, all these fancy stuff you want. Not very well put in English, sorry about that. Maybe, what's it actually telling you? It's telling what the buyer and sellers are doing. Buyers going up, they're not confident. The sellers come in, and it goes down, they're not confident. The buyers come in. That's indecision. Is indecision, or am I getting momentum? Am I going in a direction, or am I going around every decreasing circles? Simplified. That's what I'm trying to do. Take some of the mystique, because I used to go through all sorts of stuff 4, 5, 6 years ago. Oh, yeah. All fancy stuff. Maybe sound very clever and important. And oh God, different stochastics crossing and reading. I've got some fat book. Oh God, I've got most of it now. What's the price action? What's the trend? The highs and the lows. Keep an eye on the strength of them. Very basic economics of the countries you're dealing with, and watch what the candle and buy and sells are doing. That's great, Jacob. It means you're learning stuff. And that sort of stuff, which you can learn in a session or two, I'll tell you from experience, far more valuable than plowing through boring books over days and days and weekends, etc. The practical and the emotion side. Don't forget the emotion side. That plays an enormous part, and you don't learn that in classes, in educational courses, in your degrees, in your books. The emotional side is vital and always seems to be missed. For my drive off the subject a bit, not boring you too much, remember wading through a while back, Das Kapital, Karl Marx. And I thought, no, it's all very fine, but not once did I see the emotional aspect of the human being, Maslow's needs hierarchy, power, fear, greed, all those things that they were even mentioned, but they are overwhelmingly make a play in what humans do. And they take that out of the equation, most of the stuff starts to not really academic theory and great fun, but not great in practice. You see, the problem with the human mind, the psyche, Jacob and guys, is the stress or the feeling of loss is much more powerful trauma than the pleasure of gain. That's the trouble. You lose 1,000 rand, you're devastated. If you win 1,000 rand, you feel pretty good. Very different emotional. That's the fear guides us. It's so important to understand that. I've seen guys kick up because they lost 25 rand, but they've just gone out and bought a motor car. It's all psychology. GDP, gross domestic product, or you talk about the GBP as in the pound? And you're a bit clever, GBP. We can't trade if the markets are not open. Can't put an order in, you can't modify, can't do anything. So to answer that question, probably not what you meant, but just remember, guys, because we get a lot of that feedback. The system's not working, I can't close it. Well, the market's closed, you can't, the shop's closed. You're gonna wait till it opens, especially on shares, understand it can go around the clock. Right, sometimes like jobs report on the non-farms coming out, you see instant movement, sometimes a bit laggy. And you've got to remember when the big boys come to the table, like this morning, 8 o'clock came out in the pound, but the big boys in Europe are not coming in till 9 in the UK and about 10 o'clock to their desks in Europe. There's a time difference. You know what I'm saying? So people are reacting. The markets go around, but a lot of the Japanese are asleep, the Americans are asleep, and the South Africans, all due respect, are tiny, tiny, tiny players. So it's when the UK opens, you get some movement, and then Europe gets bigger movement. And they react sometimes in rather strange ways. That's why sometimes just remember when the big boys like Europe, America come. That's why I often hear it's 3 o'clock. I think I'll wait before I enter to 3:30 opening, see what's going to happen there. Because that's when the traders of the big players, of seriously big players, come. And that's what affects the markets. I mean, a guy with a grand going in and out of the market won't even touch sides. It's a flea on the side of a rhinoceros. But when the big boys come out, they got bloody zapping guns, you know what I mean? Makes a difference. You pick it up as you go along finally, because you take the trouble to come in here. You see, the trouble is a lot of these things, people sell the dream, they sell something that's nice and simple, and half an hour later you're in charge. Any skill worth its salt takes a bit of time. That's why you're paid more than the guy who's unskilled. Simple as that. Why is a doctor paid more than the person who cleans the floors? Because there's just a tad more skill being a doctor than cleaning the floors. And everyone said, but no one clean the floors. That's not really the point. The skill set is more difficult to attain, hence it attracts more finance. Simple as that. Don't I play golf far? They prepare to bet they won't pay the same as they would, let's say, McIlroy or Tiger Woods in his heyday. Different skill set. That's why they get money. How come making all that money you don't? Well, they've got a unique skill set. Okay. Right. Most is common sense, Farley. Yeah. You see, I tell you another thing, a human being, I've learned this myself, not anyone else, far from it. I've learned this myself over the years, is we tend to be very self-absorbed in what I call our own want. We sort of only focus on that without seeing sometimes the outside bigger picture. You know, you want to go along on this one, right? First thing you look at is you want to go, and you can't stand it's not big because you want it. Start willing it, praying, and jumping up and down, or whatever. You forget there's a lot of people who might think, oh, I'm praying, jumping up and down, I want to go down the opposite way. So we kept very sort of determined ourselves, trying to sort of look on the bigger picture and to say common sense then will prevail. And then you find, oh, shoot, you mean it's not that bloody complicated. We're not splitting the atom here. Go to YouTube and watch something on quantum mechanics, and then we're talking, what the hell is going on here? Different ballgame. And an Aussie guy, a PhD, gave an explanation on it. Hurtful to say, what is going on? I just realized above my IQ. I have to say, it's not pleasant to realize that. You've got to be honest with yourself. But this is well within most people's IQ. Once they get out of the self-absorbed interest and employ common sense. And put some practice in, like driving a car. Yeah. Practicing, change gear without any problems. Get the idea. Okay, I think that's about it. So just a recap, maybe a little bit early. I've run out of ideas. I'm going to jump into the moment. A little bit of an iffy day today. I think we probably will come back to the party tomorrow. Brent's seeming okay. CAD JPY still okay. CHF JPY starts to recover. Glad you guys didn't go short. An engineer, okay. Quantum physics, yeah. Well, if you know what I'm on about then. Hey, quantum mechanics, quantum physics, the behavior of the subatomic particles are completely different and outside that makes any form of sense that we're brought up with. I've seen stuff in it. It's you know, where to get the quantum leap from. The atom around there leaps from one orbit to another. And then you see that you bang on the wooden desk here, all that noise. But what's an atom? Excuse my language, FA. It's all space, there's nothing in it. I mean, it's like having a bloody great church, or sometimes even a cathedral. And the nucleus of the atom is about the size of a large bumblebee. And the space of that one atom is the cathedral. And then the what you call the electrons, even smaller, floating around all this enormous space. And then there's suddenly one goes through and two come out. Where's it come from? It's confounding. That's when you start thinking, hang on a minute there. You know, suspend all logic. You might probably know a bit more than me. I just got on stuff I picked up and had an interest in. But that Aussie PhD on it, what? Maybe because I had no form of reference. You got to have some reference, and there was none. Everything was back to front, upside down. It's completely pear-shaped in my understanding of it. I wasn't programmed in that area. Completely outside the box. Would you agree on that, Nyasha? Fascinating, but a little, well, no, you talk me, a little bit of humble pie. And things like the relativity, going back in astronomy now, light constant. If it overtakes you at a constant speed, it goes the opposite direction of constant speed, so it's relative to time. Get your head around that one. That's why the GPSs in the geostationary orbit have to be adjusted on Earth to give the correct position, because they're going at a different time to you are down here. All right, at 30,000 kilometers an hour, it's a pretty tiny difference, but it's enough to make a difference. If you get close to the speed of light, time gets compressed. Heady stuff, eh? And destruction of matter, E equals mc squared. The energy comes from destruction of matter. So on the entire destruction of a lump of coal, it's astronomical amount of energy. Where did it all come from? Yeah. As in specialization, you mean, from different specific areas in that subject. Covers a wide broom, you say lawyer or engineer. the electrical, and you get, as you know, civil or whatever. Same principle, yeah. But it's interesting, yeah. Anyway, all right, guys. Yeah, we've looked. There seems to be the pound give us some. That happens. NZD, you think will come to the party? See how that comes out tomorrow. Right about time seems to be coming off. AUD, JPY, we know in profit or whatever happens now, and see if we can find something more. And I hope you didn't go for the short of the CHF JPY because, as I say, it seems to be bouncing up a little bit at the moment. So. Unless you've got any other questions, I've run out of stuff. Great to have a beer with you on Nyasha, chat about it because I find it fascinating. Clearly, you know more than me because you got it's your profession, you learn, and yeah, it'll be interesting. But as for the trades at the moment, I think we'll sit still on what we got. If any questions you want to ask before closing, please say so, or we'll catch you tomorrow morning. All okay? All happy? Pani, Zeph, everybody happy? Petro, CHWWEA. I think she's speaking Matabele there, yeah, she can help me out on that one. Great. Catch up tomorrow. Thanks, Dilly. Thanks, Petro. Sorry, cheers. Hey, you know, I do 1 or 2 typos. I'm laughing with, not against, trust me. My brain goes a tad quicker than my little forefinger when I tap out. So often bloody typos will come out. Okay, guys, great stuff. Catch you tomorrow, and we get a smile back on our faces from the pound debacle and get some good ones out and finish the week on a high. See you tomorrow.